Hi, hello, welcome back to the Horror Shelf. My name is Donate and today I'll be showing you all the books that are on my TBR. And first of all, I don't have a TBR for 200 books. My TBR is like 15 books, so it's not that big, and I think we can do that in one video. And also, some of these books I don't know what they're about. So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to show you all the books that are in my bookcase that I haven't read yet, but that I'm planning to read. In a really ideal world, I wouldn't buy any new books until I have read all these books. But in reality, that's not happening. And actually, I cleared out a lot of my bookcases a few weeks ago, and then my friend gave me a few books that she was getting rid of. So now my TBR has grown with like 5 books. But that's so nice. I'm really excited to get into those books. They're romance books, and I don't read romance that often, so that's going to be interesting. And also, one fun fact, I keep all of my books that I still need to read in my bookcase. I took them all out right now, but I keep them with this side to the front instead of the back. So all the books that are in my bookcase that are with this to the front, I haven't read those. And I do that on purpose because this annoys me. I think it looks ugly, right, in my bookcase, that some books are sided with this way to the front. So if I read one of my books from my TBR, it's like a reward. It's like a reward because then I can put the book back in the bookcase the right way around. And then my bookcase looks nicer. So it's like I'm manipulating myself into reading these books. Which sounds bad. I'm excited to read all of these, okay? I promise. It's just new books are also exciting. You know how it goes with a TBR. You know how it works. Let's just get into it. I'll just start off with the book that I have in my hand already because I was explaining that. So the first book on my TBR is Mo Hader's Skin, or in Dutch Huid, because I have the Dutch version. And I really like Mo Hader. I have almost all of her books right now. I think I'm missing 2 so far, and then I have all of them. And this is a thriller. I don't know what it's about yet, but I'm working on reading all of her books. So it's gonna be, I think I will read this year. But the fun thing is this cover, it says Skin, it says it in Dutch, but it's stitched. And if you touch it, how can I show this? I can't really show it, but it has like a texture. You can feel the stitches. That's such a nice addition. So yeah, that's the first book on my TBR, Skin by Mo Hader. And then I have another book by Mo Hader. It's Devil's Work in Dutch. Devil's Work. I started reading this for like 5 pages and then I stopped for some reason. So I need to continue this or start over. I should probably start over because that was a long time ago. But yeah, another Mo Hader thriller. And then I have The Sign of the Beast. The Number of the Beast. Sign of the Beast. I don't know. It's also a thriller. I found this in a thrift store. And it's about a murder where in the body the number 666 is carved. And they are trying to figure out what happened. And that's what this book is about. And I have had this in my shelf for like 2 or 3 years and I still haven't read this yet. Because I'm not in the mood for a thriller that often. But I will get to this. I promise. And then I have Hannibal by Thomas Harris. Hannibal is one of my favorite thriller movies. And I have read Silence of the Lambs as well. I think it's so interesting. And this is a classic. It's just a big boy. It's a big chunky book. See? And I already know the story, so that's why I haven't been in the mood to start reading this, because I know what happens from the movie. I should still read the book. It's just it has been on my shelf for like 4 years by now, I think. It's insane. I bought it secondhand as well. So, and then another thriller, which is Ragdoll by Danielle Cole. I am 1/3 of the way in this book. I started reading it 2 years ago, never continued. I don't know why, but it's a typical thriller. There has been a murder, and it's different body parts stitched together like in Frankenstein, and they're trying to figure out what happened. And the only reason I haven't DNF'd this yet is because I really like the spine of this book. So if you can see, it's like stitched. It's like you can see the inside of the book on the outside, you know what I mean? I love it. I think it's so cool, but I need to finish this. It's been on my mind for so long that I need to finish this book and I can't get myself to do it, so. Speaking of Frankenstein, I have Frankenstein on my TBR. I have already read this as a child, but I found this book in a thrift store a couple of days ago and I really like the cover. It's like a vintage creepy comic. And I think it's cool and now I want to read it again. but technically I have already read this and I know what the story is about. Everyone and their mom knows what this story is about, but still I want to read this again, so it's on my TBR. And then I have Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, which is a dystopian classic literature book that I have already read in middle school as well, but I just want to read it again with a fresh mindset. And then I have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I've already talked about this book in another video, but it's fantasy book. I know that there's a lot of dragons. I know there's some romance in here. I have never read a book like this before, so I'm planning to get into this next month, so in June or July. So that's going to be exciting. I'm planning on making a video about it, so if you're interested in my opinions about Fourth Wing as a horror reader who has never read a book like this, stay tuned for that. Subscribe to me if you will. Next up I have 2 Clive Barker books. I have Everville and I have The Damnation Game, or in Dutch it's called Duivelspel. And I have absolutely no clue what these books are about. But they're Clive Barker, so they're gonna be great and I want to read them. I need to find the will and the motivation to read 2 books like this. I think Everville is, first of all, it's big. It's bigger than my head, and also it's like 600 pages or something, which is a big book. I'm planning on reading one of those this year at least. It's just Clive Barker books take me a longer time to read because the world building is intensely huge and there's so much is happening, and it's also very surrealistic and creepy, and it just takes me a long time to digest. And then I have 5 books that were gifted to me by my friend who cleaned out her bookshelves, and she wanted to get rid of these books, and I was talking about how I wanted to read romance books, or how I wanted to try out romance books, as a creepy, weird, disturbing books reader. So first of all we have 45 Minutes, which is not a romance book. It's a book about a school shooting. It's kind of a thriller. I think it's young adult. The reviews about this are not very nice. People don't like this book, so I'm interested to see if I will like this. I have a feeling I probably won't. So yeah, let's see. And then I have the Lessons of Mr. Piquet, which is literature-ish book. I'm not sure. It's about a man who has a bookstore and he has to close this bookstore. And it's about his love for books and for writing, and it should be very wholesome. So I'm excited to get into this when it's a bit warmer weather and I can read wholesome books, I have this one, which is called This Is a Love Story. It's a romance book. It looks like it's from the 2000s, so that's gonna be fun. I like the 2000s. Look at this cover. It's so 2000s Tumblr-ish. Know what I mean? You know the vibe that I mean? I don't read books like this, so that should be interesting. And then I have You, Me, Everything, which is a pretty popular book, I think. It's also romance-ish. No clue what it's about, but she gave it to me, so should also be interesting, I think. And then there's another one I don't know the title about in English. Let me look it up. 1 second. And the last one that I have on my TBR is The Catastrophic Story of You and Me. Also a romance book. No clue what it's about. That's not very helpful, is it? It's just all these romance books. They kind of sound the same to me. So yeah, I'm still interested to read them. I think I'm gonna make a video of them. Horror reader reads only romance books for a week or something, and then you will get the full review and rundown what I think about them, and it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, those are all the books on my TBR. I know I went through them really quickly, but at the same time, most of these I forgot what they're about, or I just don't know, or they kind of sound the same. I am excited to get into all of them. I really want to read all the books on my TBR before I buy new ones, but then accidents happen and I buy new books. It just happens, I fall into a bookstore and I leave with books. It's not on purpose. It just happens. Suddenly I have 5 more new books. I'm going on holiday soon and I'm planning to read Everville by Clive Barker, which is that thick one up there, on my e-reader, so it feels less intimidating that it's so big. So yeah, that was everything on my TBR. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was a quick one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.